Hello, my name's Jason of Samuel's Weema Theological Seminary. It's good to see you. We're looking at reasons to believe in, for faith and to believe, and we're looking today at the issue of atheism. Someone might say, well, why should I believe in Christianity? I don't believe in a God anyway. I'm an atheist. So what do we have to say about atheism? Well, if you turn to Philippians chapter 3, verse 7, it says, "But whatsoever was to my profit, I now consider loss for the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowledge, Christ Jesus my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I consider them rubbish, that I may gain Christ." You know, atheism can be defined as just an absence of belief in God. That's how atheists would see their position. So what do we have to say about atheism? Well, uh, you have to be careful because atheism is on the march today. It's very aggressive, and it has sort of various stock arguments like, for example, religion poisons everything. It's interesting to note they don't really understand what Christianity is all about, because Christianity is not about religion. It's about having a relationship with Christ. Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one can come to the Father but through me." So it's about a relationship with Him. He's the way, He's the truth, He's the life. And it's not about religion. And religion over the centuries has gone away from Christ, and that's why religion has caused wars, it's caused all sorts of problems. But the atheist fails to tell you that atheism has caused more deaths than even religion. Atheism in communist China killed millions, tens of millions of people, and in atheism in Russia killed tens of millions of people. So atheism has not got a good record. Now atheists will say, well, that wasn't proper atheism. These were communist regimes, and they were political regimes. But I'm sorry, these Mao Chung and Stalin and these communists were instrumentally influenced by atheistic philosophy, such as Karl Marx, which was extremely anti-Christian. So it's not really justified. But also on a many levels, atheism philosophically it just doesn't work. We came here by chance. The universe began by chance. We don't know where we're going in history. It's just like survival of the fittest, and we just keep going, but we don't know where we're going. And then in the end, we die. So atheist understanding of history just doesn't make sense. It, if you logically work it out, it just leads to despair. Atheism can't give an understanding of morality. If we just evolved, then morality is all about social norms, what each culture says. So really, there's none really right or wrong. So for an atheist to object against Christianity and say it's wrong, well, really, that's just their social norm. But another culture might believe in Christianity, so, you know, wise to say that they are not wrong. So they can't even defend their own beliefs in the area of morality using their own system. You know, and also many of the great atheists have contradicted themselves. I mean, Bertrand Russell never really understood Christianity. The only Christianity he understood was Roman Catholicism. He was a great philosopher, so he didn't really understand Christianity. He got bogged down with analytic philosophy, which is a very narrow kind of philosophy. So, he was limited in his attack in Christianity. Friedrich Nietzsche, the great German philosopher, said we don't need religion, we don't need Christianity, we've got to be strong, and we don't need it's for weak people. We don't need to be showing kind of love or anything like that. We can be strong. But in the last days of his life, he saw a horse that was on the floor, been whipped by its master, and he went up to the horse, and he went and gave the horse a great big hug, and showed it some love. So he was contradicting himself that we do need to show love, and it's not about just being strong, but it's about caring for one another, and caring for the world around us. So he contradicted his own philosophy. And if you take atheism to its logical conclusion, there's no real meaning to history, or to your life. It's only what you put on it, but it's not objective truth. It's just your own personal opinion. So really, you've not got any reason to have an existence in your life, only what you've made it, your own private beliefs. But if you were actually consistent with your own atheistic beliefs, logically speaking, you would commit suicide because there's no meaning to life. Really, because we live, we die, and that's it. If you put a spin on it, a meaning to it, there's no reason for it, no logical, obvious reason. It's only your own personal opinion. That's why the Austrian intellectuals at the turn of the 20th century in Austria committed suicide, because they'd taken atheism to its logical conclusion. I'm encouraging you not to commit suicide. Don't commit suicide, because there is a meaning to life. And the greatest meaning to life is Christ, that you can trust him and have a knowledge greater than philosophy. It says in Philippians chapter 3, "But whatsoever was to my profit I now consider loss for the sake of Christ. What is more, I consider everything a loss compared to the surpassing greatness of knowing Christ Jesus my Lord, for whose sake I have lost all things. I consider them rubbish, that I may gain Christ." And I promise you, I've read Kant and Heidegger and all these great philosophers, and listen to these atheists, but the greatest knowledge that you can have is Christ. He's real, and you can have a real relationship with the living God through him, and it's amazing. Thank you for listening, and God bless you.